Hey, Jeff McDaniel with Training for Life. Today we're talking the fine art of foam rolling. If this is not something you're doing on the daily, you really should. And today I'm going to show you how to get started with it. But let's start with the basics. What on earth is a foam roller? As you can see, I got two different versions of these, and essentially these act as a massage therapist. This is something you want to do even if you don't work out. I believe this is probably the #1 fitness tool you need to have around your house that everybody should have available to them. Again, regardless of whether you work out or not, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to develop stiffness in your body, and muscles get tight, stiff. Most people I talk to, they'll just use the phrase, well, I guess I'm getting old, I just need to deal with it. No. You can get stiffness really two different ways: through underuse or overuse. If you lay on the couch all day long, you will get stiff. But if you work your body all day long, you also get stiff. And you want to manage that stiffness really ASAP, because stiffness equals weakness. Stiff muscles can't perform and do the things they need to. And what that does is that not only impacts how your muscles feel, and what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to have the pliability to move your limbs and move your body. But the other thing is, tissue restrictions in the muscles impact the joints that it surrounds. And really, if you have any type of joint pain, start addressing the muscles and tissues above and below the joint. So for example, if my elbow hurts, you got to look above into the biceps and triceps and down into the wrist. If my knee hurts, I need to be looking at my quads and hamstrings and the calves below. This is true throughout your whole body. Not to mention, stiff muscles, when I say they're weak, they're more prone for sprains, strains, and tears. You can go to a massage therapist, drop $100+, or you can get what I call a poor man's massage therapy tool. And you can see this is called a rumble roller. This is my preference, but this is the trigger point therapy. You can see how the design of this would basically be the palm of the massage therapist. This would be the fingers. That's kind of like the elbows. And what this is designed is to get into trigger points and knots and release tension and stress in the muscles. This one is like fingers all over your body. So what I want to do is, you can really foam roll your whole body. You can do this every day, but I'm going to show you the top 5 high priority areas that you want to take care of on the daily, really to have longevity in life, freedom of movement, and to be able to do it pain-free. So #1, back and spine. This is one you want to start with. So many people have back issues. Like 80% of Americans have some form of back problems. What I can do is a couple different things. I can get in right in between what's called the T-spine. So you have, your cervical spine, and I'm actually going to start there. Let's just go right into it. If you've got like stiffness in your neck, this is amazing. So I can get in and work side to side. I can start to find where I feel a little bit of restricted movement there, or some tightness. I can get in and relax this. And again, this is what this is doing. As you apply pressure to a muscle, it starts to relax and relieve the tension in the muscles, and this will so good at the end of the day. That's your cervical spine. That is a great area to work, but really one of the priority areas is the T-spine. This is basically from the base of your neck down to your rib cage, this area right here, and you want to get in between those shoulder blades. And I can start to get right on each side of my spine and massage out all those muscles, and make sure if you got a hoodie that it doesn't eat it, because it will, and then work there. Now this is kind of the rolling massage. I can also do a little cross friction massage and really get into those areas. And again, these fingers are applying pressure and they're working. It's just like a massage therapist. So you want to work that. I can also get into more of the lower back if you have low back issues, but this is going to give you a release of tension and stress. It's not going to fix like a herniated disc. What it will do though is the tissues around that area, relax them so they're not so stiff and rigid. So you want to prioritize your spine. This is something you probably want to foam roll daily, if not multiple times a day, to just keep your back in good repair. #2, lats and triceps. This is the side of your body, and I kind of start in this armpit region, and again, I can work side to side. I can work, if you think about where your shoulder is, I can work up into the tricep and down towards the rib cage, and just to really start to flow and find, like right there's a little area I can kind of pressure wave side to side. And you just want to do this 30-60 seconds to relax it. I can even find one particular area that has some pain. And by the way, if you apply pressure to a part of your body and it hurts, that's a red flag. So for example, if you went to a massage therapist, they start a massage and you're like, feels okay. Feels okay. Then that's a red flag. That's an area that you want to get in because there's some serious tension, some knots, maybe some scar tissue that you want to get in there and kind of break up. So this is your lats and triceps. Number 3, we're going to move to the lower body, and this is the IT band, which is this tight, ropey tissue that runs from your hip all the way to your knee. And I want to get in and roll down. Basically, think about your IT band and TFL. One is below the hip, the other one is above the hip. But what happens is this IT band can get so stiff and rigid, it will pull on your knee and it starts to impact your knee joint itself. A lot of knee pain is directed from tightness in the IT band, which is right there. And this next one, which is going to be the quads. The quads, you probably know, is your thighs. And again, if your thighs get a lot of tension in them, you're going to have stress forces down into the knees themselves. So this is where we get into, if I have bad knees, I want to address the tissues below and above. So the IT band and the TFL is one of them. The other one is the quad itself. And here's how we get into that. And again, I'm just doing these for 30, 60 seconds at a time. I'm going to go from the knee all the way up into what's called the hip flexor. Think about where your hip pocket is and work that. I can also find one particular area and flex at the knee. I can work side to side. I'm just looking to get that kind of tension release from it. It's actually called a myofascial release. 5th and final one that you want to target. Okay, we've done the back spine, we've done the lats and rear shoulders, we've done the IT band, the quads. You want to get into the glute and piriformis region. So you know where your glutes are, hopefully. There's a little muscle that's called the piriformis. Sets up into your hip. And that little muscle, when it gets really tight, it can press against something called your sciatic nerve and give you sciatica-like situations. So if you struggle with this is an area you want to get into. And so what you do is you start on one hip, and I can start with it straight leg and kind of find from the hip bone all the way up into your pelvis about where the most pain is. But then I can also bend that knee. I can add some clamshells, or if possible, get into this. This is how you're going to release that piriformis. And if you've ever had sciatica-like pain or discomfort, this is one you want to kind of get into. Now, there's also a whole stretching and flexibility sequence where now that you've massaged these 5 high priority areas, that you can stretch out, and that's going to be a separate video. But I do want to show you the power of kind of getting into your body and relaxing some of these. We just can't afford, most of us can, unless you're a billionaire, to hire out a massage therapist every day. But we need daily maintenance work, and this is the thing that's very important. And again, why? Why foam roll? Because it will help relieve tension and stress from your body. We also know, though, in life, there's other areas of tension and stress. You could have financial tension and stress. You could have marital or relational tension and stress. Is a foam roller going to fix that? No, it's not. As much as I love this thing, it's not going to do it. What you have to have for that is you need to go to a person. There's a resource you can have that will help fix your financial tension and stress and your marital or relational tension and stress, or your workplace tension and stress. There's a person. You can write this down. You go to him the minute you have these problems, okay? Here's his name. Yod-Heh-Vah-Heh, Yahweh, Adonai, El Shaddai, Yeshua, Jesus, the Messiah, Holy Spirit. He goes by a lot of names. He's God. And that's who you take all your financial tension and stress, marital tension and stress, job, workplace tension and stress. That's who you go to immediately, because he's the one that will fix that. Quote, "My son, do not forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commandments. For length of days and years of life and peace they will add to you." In other words, that is God speaking wisdom to each of us and saying, I will add to your life, I will give peace to your life, and I will relieve tension and stress financially, relationally, professionally, and that's who you go to. So for a foam roller is great as your go-to resource for stress and tension relief from your body. God is ultimately the one, not only for your body, but for your whole life. Hey, for more faith and fitness content, check us out at trainforlifefitness.com and our YouTube channel, also Train for Life Fitness. And I will see you next time on Train for Life.